This is one of the best years yet to see the blossoms. Folks are strolling under the trees, taking selfies and, well, just looking. The first cherry trees at the Capitol bloomed over 90 springs ago, but faded into the past. Most of these are actually from the third set of cherry trees planted after the Capitol remodeling of 15 years ago. So when you're up here taking a look, don't just stop with the blossoms. Take a look at the building behind the trees. It's a swell time to visit Utah's historic and beautiful Capitol building. Well, legislators and visitors have been using the Capitol for 100 years of lawmaking sessions. The building was finished a century ago, but not dedicated until October of 1916. It's hard to believe that it was built in a little over 3 years. The state broke ground on December 26, 1912, on land that was given by the city. Oh, it was quite the deal. There was a steam shovel with all of its noisy gears, pulleys, and chains. Governor Spry, Salt Lake Mayor Park, architect Richard Cletting, and well about everyone. And yes, one shovel full of dirt. Well, Governor Spry gathered everyone again in 1914 to lay the cornerstone. And by golly, everyone came out again. You couldn't miss the place. It is no accident the Capitol is on a hill.
This spot was picked because it's very, very visible from 3 locations. So you can see this building from the west, the south, and the east, kind of heading up towards the building. So they liked that it was prominently placed on a hill overlooking one of the biggest city in Utah, and that it could kind of watch over the state.
And the state could watch it. And it was time for Governor Spry to gather up all the folks again. And he did in 1916 for the dedication. And once again, they all came. But we weren't done yet. The state had ambitious plans for all kinds of statues and monuments, and they would take years to finish. 15 years later, everyone gathered again for the biggest on the ground. It was the Mormon Battalion Monument. And yes, there was a cornerstone laying for that. Utah loves cornerstone ceremonies, but not like it loves dedications. And in rare film from May 30th, 1927, we see the dedication. The dedication of the giant monument on the southeast side of the grounds. And now, Utah had a Capitol, and Utah had Capitol grounds. And it wasn't just an ordinary building. It was full of Utah stone. Oh, it was supposed to be as much Utah stuff as possible. Although carved pomegranates, well, that didn't seem too Utah. But even where there was Georgia marble, it was crafted by Utah folks. And laurel wreaths all over the place. That was the theme. On lights, on the ceiling, and on the outside of the building.
I think it was more than people could have imagined. The amount of intricate details in this building is really, really incredible, and that the symbols match. So there are big laurel wreaths that were placed around the outside of the building, and those same symbols are threaded throughout almost every chamber and the main rotunda in the building as well. So laurel wreaths, laurel boughs, all sorts of very intricate details that are tied throughout and unify the whole building.
And all that for about $2.5 million. Well, it was 100 years ago when the first legislature to meet in this beautiful building was assembled, and the pride of Utah, the state capitol building, was open. So while you're up here admiring the blossoms, please don't forget about the beauty and the history of the Capitol building. Craig Wirth, ABC 4 News.